Now we have a. Now we have our mic looks like our normal volume. Our webcam is on. Everything looks better. Sorry about restarting that, especially for whoever was watching the earlier one. But hopefully you'll find me again here in a sec. I'm going to go ahead and delete that other video. And anyhow, we are back to queuing up here. Got an early Sunday morning game here. We're hopefully just waiting on one more player. Hopefully we'll get one shortly and can get into a game. We're up to rank 12. It's looking pretty good. We definitely need to keep playing to move up, but we're getting about a game a day in generally, and that at least gives us a chance. Some of the other players are definitely going to be playing more than that, but it's not obviously all volume. It's a combination of volume and skill, so yeah, it should be fun. I said I was going to go muck about with that last video, because who needs that garbage? There we go. How am I feeling today? Reasonably well. We have a very cold spell here in Wisconsin this week. It looks like it's not gonna get above. It's not gonna get much above like 10 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's it's a tad chilly. But I mean, I live in Wisconsin, so whatever. This is part of what I signed up for. Ooh, we get Hephaestus this morning at GG Hub. So these are two players that are actually ahead of us, which obviously it's quite rare to get into a game with people actually ranked above us on the ladder. So this will be fun. We get to transform some territory today. Hell yeah, we are X-Benign. At least hopefully. I mean, who knows? Maybe somehow I'll play a game where I don't terraform. That seems really unlikely, but we'll find out. We're fourth seat, so I at least get to set the faction matchups. I like that. I don't know much about this player, but the other two are quite good. Hephaestus is very good. GG Hub is quite good. I would put them slightly in a different ranking unless they're actually playing a lot stronger than I remember. Maybe they are playing stronger than I remember. So some really good players here. So it's actually quite exciting. Although I don't know if it's totally what I signed up for. Monday. I mean, I am more of a Monday or morning person anyhow, but I don't know if I was aiming for this level of table, but it'll be fun. As for the track is kind of boring. We have lots of doubled up events. We have double trading post early. Then we have dwellings doubled up, and we have big buildings doubled up late. We have doubled up water cults, doubled up fire cults. We have early spades, and then later these priests tend to be like really not very good, because if you send several priests to the cult tracks and you're producing 2 priests already, it can be hard to leverage these. This is probably best for like darklings, can sometimes actually, because they don't send many priests to cults and they want a lot of priests. But the pass tiles, there's ship scoring and trading post scoring, but there's no big buildings, there's no dwelling, and there's no spade, which kind of creates for some, I think, a bit lower scoring setup here. At least these later cult events are staggered, but it still leads to like somewhat decreased scoring opportunities. It's going to be a little hard to score your trading posts this game, because you don't tend to want to build that many early, but so that when you're building them late, you're going to have to try to score them on the pass or via water 1. Saving your big buildings till late works for some factions, but other factions not as much. So you like Orin here a bit. Yeah, I don't hate Orin here either. You could delay the Orin stronghold even to round 4 potentially, or you could debate going for it earlier depending on how it plays out. One of the other features in this game is, since we have no cult coins, even though we have 2 coins pass tiles, we don't have the dwelling pass tile or the spade pass tile, which inject a couple of coins into the game. So it's it's not like super coin poor, but it's a little coin tight with no cult coins coming in. So there's definitely going to be a bit of a shortage of that. Even with these spades, it's a bit spade tight with no passing spade, and it's a lot easier to get like multiple spades out of the mid game cult rewards. Whereas these cult rewards, it can be very hard to leverage, especially the round one cult event is quite hard to leverage for a lot of factions. You know, one faction might get a priest to air or something, but it's hard for multiple factions to get that air priest. So I'm anticipating it being a little spade tight. I anticipate it being a little coin tight. I expect there to be plenty of workers, plenty of priests. We see alchemists, mermaids, dwarves. So while I do not disagree with the notion that Orin are like potential, these factions make me in no way want to throw in a sandwiched Orin. I don't love Alchemist on this map, and I don't think this is a great Alchemist setup, so I'm a bit intrigued why they got put in by GG Hub, but he must have an idea, I guess. But I think they're going to struggle to compete here. So I think the main choices here, given that I like to create, I tend to like to create reasonable color wheels. I'm basically looking at yellow or red. And yellow is actually pretty... Yellow works pretty well on this color arrangement on this map. I've seen some interesting stuff happening in the south when you throw in yellow and stuff, and it seems to actually give gray a chance sometimes. But I don't totally know, because I also tend to prefer red stuff. Throwing in giants here I don't like entirely hate, because the upshot of giants being in the game is that... why can't I come up with words? Giants being in the game means that there's less spade pressure on everybody. Because they generate their own, but it could get a little awkward. Although, like, if you start, like, you might even go crazy this game and start, like, here and here as giants, because the center, the center's still really good. It's just, these are the main red hexes that dwarves are going to want. Yeah, I don't know if I love giants. I don't necessarily love any faction here. I don't really like fakirs. I don't really like nomads. I don't particularly like chaos magicians as an option here. Maybe it's nomads. Nomads actually start down here with dwarves. Nomads can start here. Nomads can start somewhere else. They can maybe aim for the round 4 stronghold events. We're expected to see mermaids, darklings, dwarves start somewhere over here, somewhere in here. Yeah, let's throw in nomads and see what happens. I don't know if I really want them, but cultists seem decent. Cultists are fine, but then I'm creating not sandwiched alchemist, but I don't know. I'm not as, I don't really, or I would be creating sandwich alchemist if I threw in cultist. Yeah, I don't know. I tend not to throw into sandwiches. I really don't, like, if there's a sandwiched alchemist in this auction, is it possibly right to just, like, blitz mermaid to 0? Like, hopefully not, but I don't like to create situations like that, especially when I'm in 4C. But fire 1 and priest to fire looks cool. Yeah, I mean, the fire thing is useful for somebody, but I do think this is an okay fire 1 game for several factions, particularly mermaids. I don't like Earth 1 also does seem pretty good though, because scoring is a bit limited, but there's a lot of ways to score your dwellings at least. And economy is still good. Hephaestus just goes mermaids for 15 right off the bat. I don't think he's that wrong, but that's a bit fast for me. I would not. I obviously never jump that quick, but. Um, Oh, before Alchemist popped up, you mean? Yeah, that makes sense. Before Alchemist popped, I wasn't paying attention to chat, so you probably yeah. I admit sometimes when I look at chat, I assume it was like within the last couple of seconds, and that's not fair because a lot of times you guys are dropping things, and I'm just not paying attention. I agree. I would have liked to play Cultist here quite a lot. I was heavily considering Cultist because doubled up cult events and late big buildings and stuff is quite good for Cultists, but not to be. Mermaids being bid down a lot, I think, is the correct answer. I think Nomads next is probably right, although as I've repeatedly proven, I don't really know how to play Alchemists or Nomads on this map. Alchemist, I'm probably starting here and here, and then you hope to get like some shipping and actually get digs early, but I don't know how well that's gonna work. Yeah, I agree with that, Danny B. Yeah. Um, I'll bid one on Nomads. It can't be that wrong, and I want to get some time. But I'm half distracted. So the other question is how viable dwarves are here, and the answer is dwarves might be viable. I know that I normally say I would never want to play dwarves on this map, but that's absolutely true. I hate dwarves on this map. We also have temp shipping and ship scoring, so dwarves are iffy. But in the positive column for dwarves is there's lots of dwelling rounds, which I want to build dwellings. I do tend to want to build my stronghold as dwarves and just abuse the faction ability. I tend to like when there's a lot of workers in the cults for dwarves, because dwarves really, dwarves their early priests have nowhere to go, so like I could just send two priests to fire, like in the worst case scenario, and then I get a bunch of workers injected into my game, which helps keep the whole tunneling and everything going. The downside is there's no Earth Cult rewards for dwarves, so I think that's a bit sad. But dwarves naturally can survive on a bit less coins than other factions because because they never have to advance ship. They they just don't really have a lot of expenses, so they get away with cheaper game plans than you otherwise think. One of the main issues for dwarves on this map tends to be that they don't really get good leech and that they get cut off a lot. But this color wheel, I think, is the one color wheel where dwarves actually do reasonably okay. Um, as dwarves in this color wheel, you potentially get to like carve through all of these, or well, mermaids probably beat you to this, but you potentially get like an easy sanctuary town in here. You can go down in here. You might be able to get a connection path off of this gray, this red, this red, this red, this gray. So like you can actually connect your starting stuff up. Um, you can make a decent number of tunnels and stuff. I don't want them yet. I'm gonna go nomads a bit. Actually, why am I going nomads a bit? Is it possibly right to just go back onto mermaids for a bit? Hephaestus jumped them really early, but they're still very good, right? The answer is they're quite good. I'm not sure it's time to go mermaids yet, though. But I might actually want dwarves this game. It would be kind of fun, but nomads with temp ship surely are their second choice here. Yeah, I think that's correct. Um, yeah, I don't care too bad if it's an Earth One block, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's actually even going to be an Earth One block for nomads, because I think these factions are all going to fight. Like all these factions need spades to expand on some level, so I would anticipate these factions are going to fight for double dig a little bit, especially since one of them's going to have worker power if we pass worker power along. And given that, I think one of these factions will choose to double dig before nomads are going to get Earth 1 blocked. Um, so as dwarves, I'm probably going to lose this red hex the more I'm looking at it. So this is a nice town location, but I don't nomads probably beat us to this unless we start here. But I think dwarves, if we're going to take them, it would be starting here and here. You actually hope that see. So part of the problem is like if I'm mermaids, I pretty much always start here and here, right? But a lot of mermaids players start here, which makes dwarves quite a bit better. And indeed, now we actually are seeing some dwarves bids, which are a bit sad. Because I would prefer dwarves here too. Actually, I think they have play. I think this is one of the few color arrangements where gray is actually playable on this map. I guess it's possible dwarves get an ugly looking town here. And then you get a sanctuary town in here, and then you just do some tunnels. You get to tunnel here, this game. You get to do some tunnels through the center. You probably get cut off of these grays, but part of the difficulty for dwarves on this map too, I think, is like this little area is actually pretty nice for dwarves, but it's just like so impossible to leverage it from your usual starting locations. So I mean, I guess one crazy option is that we start way the hell out here, just so that we can use some of these tunnels, but I think that probably has to be wrong. I kind of want to play dwarves. I'll bid one for them and see what happens. It could be a mistake. I think I actually should probably bid mermaids a little more in a sec, but I'll throw one on dwarves. I agree that I think dwarves are actually reasonably good in this color wheel. Part of the reason I'm a little hesitant to put too much on mermaids this game is if Alchemist does start here, I think it's kind of a bummer. I mean, I guess mermaids doesn't have to start on this hex, but then it's a lot better for alchemists. Like, as mermaids, Alchemist in the game, I think, makes it a little hard to get 3 towns plus network. And if you're not going to win network and you're not going to 3 town, why are we paying this much to play mermaids? I get they're quite strong on the map, but if we anticipate alchemists or even nomads beating us or contesting our network, now that I say this too, what am I talking about dwarves like connecting here? Who cares, right? Like against nomads, alchemists, mermaids, dwarves are not playing for network this game, right? Dwarves have to play for the cult faction. There's no real cult faction, and they can send all their priests off. I think that probably is the case. Given there is no cult faction, actually, alchemists are probably a bit worse than I think, because sending any priests to cults looks decent for your economy this game and looks good for scoring. So I don't really want to bid dwarves too much to play them, although I kind of do want them. I'm just like, I don't get to play dwarves on this map ever, and normally it's because I think they're terrible and you should never bid for them, but it's the one situation where I actually think they're viable. But do we pay for mermaids here? I mean, our mermaids actually 15 points better than anybody else. I mean, I think they're good, but we're probably going to see temp ship, worker power, priest go in some order, which means mermaids are starting with just like coins. Mermaids might feel compelled to single dig. They probably start here and here and they upgrade. They get some leech, but I don't know if it's a great leech party game for mermaids unless they do start over here, and I just tend to loathe that starting location. Yeah, I don't really want mermaids, actually. I mean, I kind of want mermaids, but I don't know if the price... Nomads have been bid down a lot. I'll throw one more on dwarves here, and then I'll think harder about it again. But against this table, you think that was a safe bid? Intimidating move by half. I wonder how much psychology goes into it. Yeah, I mean... bidding that much is a bit scared, but I have my playbook ready to learn some nice dwarves moves. I mean, to be fair, I am actually not convinced I know how to play dwarves that well either, but I'm just intrigued to do it. But Hephaestus, I don't know if Hephaestus is tired from yesterday or not, but on some level, I mean, he just felt comfortable throwing a huge bid on mermaids. I mean, I don't think it's that wrong. It might be slightly wrong, though. It might have been just a little much. I'm not sure. Then again, the more I keep looking at alchemists, like, this pass tile is not very good for alchemists because you're not going to have a lot of trading posts up until late. And so you only have really one pass tile to score with as alchemists. You have mermaids in the game, which makes it hard. I think alchemists are already particularly tricky on this map, just because it's so hard to get on a lot of black hexes rapidly. I don't really. The more I look at it, actually, I think we are going to be bidding for quite a while longer, because I don't think I'm going to touch alchemists for a while. To be fair, GG Hub is the one that put alchemist in, so in theory he's the guy that should know what he wanted to do with them. But I do think some people auction very differently than I do, and they throw in factions that they think are kind of bad, and try to trap people or just whatever. But then I don't know. The reason I don't like doing it is because then you wind up in these awkward positions where everybody feels compelled to bid a million points in order to avoid them, and leads to some really mucky games. But whatever. Yeah, Alchemists are really hard to value on Fire and Ice, right? Like, in Season 1 of Fire 2 Open, NerdCube played Alchemist on Fire and Ice and completely, threw away his chances to win because he played them, and it can be such a tough map, and yet um, I have played a couple of Alchemists. Like, I've played against NerdCube playing Alchemists once on this stream already, and he beat us by just a tiny little bit. Um, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Alchemists tend to have ugly games on this map. The one thing I have learned that I think Alchemists are pretty good is if they actually get like this, like if they don't necessarily have to start here and here, I think it goes significantly smoother. Um, but this hex obviously just usually there's blue in the game or there's like green that's gonna threaten it pretty early. I've been in relatively few games where Alchemist can be like, oh yeah, I can just expand through all of this. Like I can start here and here, and then get a single dig and get expansion, and also start here to try to expand to these ones kind of quickly or something. Like I don't know, but yeah, exactly, Danny B. So like it's so hard. It's so hard for alchemists to get this hex, but I think this hex is really nice for them. I think like a center sanctuary town type stuff too. Like it's yeah. GG Hub goes back to Nomads. Now we actually do see some more Mermaids bids. That's fine by us. More Mermaids bids. I think that's fine. I guess we should start warming up to what the hell does Team Alchemist do this game. But God, it's awful, everybody. It's just awful. I don't. The more I look at it, I think everybody else should be bidding because the reason it's so awful is like you go for a temple as Alchemist, and then you try to get quite a few dwellings out, and you get most of your dwellings out, but you probably want a stronghold or sanctuary before round 4 most games. But I guess you can delay them. But there's no big building scoring, so you don't even get to score them on the pass. You only get to score your shipping on the pass, but mermaids are going to fight for ship scoring this game. So it's not. It's like it's going to be hard to have pass tiles that get you points most rounds as alchemists. And then the late rounds just suck for alchemists too. Like you're not going to save your big buildings till round 6, and you're not going to have that many dwellings to build in round 5 because you want to have high worker economy going for the end game. So you basically want to have maxed out workers most of the time. So it just looks really hard for alchemists to score their like mega economy. So instead, you probably do have to go for a much greedier game plan, which tends to like by greedier I mean like hoarding your points and not using them so aggressively, which tends to mean you want an earlier stronghold. But like this track, like it's not good. I'm actually gonna pay a bit to pay to keep playing dwarves here. I don't think dwarves are actually. I don't think dwarves are actually 15 points worse than mermaids in this color arrangement in this track. I could be wrong. I could be very, very wrong. One of the big issues for dwarves is they also don't have pass tiles that score points. But hey, we are playing dwarves. Well, okay. I think as alchemist, you try to minimize your victory point to coin conversions rather than score here. Yeah, I agree, Daddy B. But so the point is, if you're doing that, you're not even using their faction ability, right? So like, what's the point of playing alchemist if I can't like aggressively use my victory point to coin conversions? Like, now I'm just playing this like neutered black faction. Like, but whatever, we'll see. Okay, so we do see mermaids are coming over here. The thing is, I think we would really like to invite neighbors around this hex as well. So I think our first dwelling goes here. The plan is to expand off this dwelling into possible town space here. We can eventually tunnel to this guy. Nobody should really care about this hex. Mermaids kind of care about this, but we don't care about this hex. We basically just want to tunnel through these guys. We may eventually want to tunnel here and here. So if we invite nomads into the mix, we're not going to get that, but I think that's okay. So yeah, I think we want to try to invite nomads here, mermaids in here, maybe even alchemists somehow for some godforsaken reason joins us. I don't think that's likely, but I think we want to invite people here, see how the rest of the dwelling placements go, and then figure out if we want on this hex or this hex. The only main reason to want to be on this hex, I think, is if nomads aren't, well, and we don't get to know if nomads are here or not, right? Because they have a third dwelling, so that makes it awkward. The only real reason to be on this hex, though, is to potentially win the race here. But the advantage of being on this hex is to try to race through this stuff. I guess, yeah, like the sanctuary town should just go in here, right? Mermaids are always going to beat us to this hex. But mermaids don't really care about this hex, nor do, well, alchemists maybe would care about this hex, but like there's no way they beat us to it. So if we just start here and here, I think that gives us some good options. There's this good tunnel stretch at least for early. Like we have good tunnel options early. We probably will tunnel a bit early just to get our worker economy rolling, because otherwise it's a lot of digging. Nomads have not joined us yet, so that's a bit of a bummer. Alchemist going pretty predictable. I think mermaids are going to go here, so we might not get anybody down here, which is going to be a colossal bummer to me. Although nomads, well, nomads do have a neighbor now, but yeah, nomads are also actually going to beat us to this hex probably. I forgot about that. It depends on what they prioritize, but they might prioritize this hex. So it makes putting our initial dwelling stuff here a bit less tempting. This could be our town space, and this could be our sanctuary town. Although again, I don't know if we get to put our temple here. This hex is slightly more likely to get early leech. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna pick this one. This one might be right though. I'm really on edge. Maybe it is this one. Then again, if we just get lucky and nomads join us anyhow, and maybe nomads does join us, because maybe nomads plans to connect around the kind of outside of the map, whereas if they go in here, their connection path is pretty non-existent. And so if they're not going to start on these hexes, then maybe we can just tunnel and still beat nomads to this thing. Then again, if we're expected to lose this to nomads, why are we up here? And why aren't we just aiming for second town through here? Nobody's threatening this hex on us this game. Yeah, I'm going to pick this one. I'm really not sure on that front. I think mermaids are probably starting here. Yeah, they do. I think that's probably what they have to do. We'll hopefully get leech relatively shortly. Mermaids might try to go for 2 shipping and dig this to get to these hexes. Mermaids' early expansion is a bit rough. They're going to expand through these hexes almost certainly early, and then they have to hope to also like leverage some of this stuff. So beating mermaids to this hex is kind of important to us, but not the most. But maybe if you go south, you invite nomads to try and block you. Psychology of an unknown player, south of mermaids. Yeah, if I go here, I agree. Nomads might feel compelled to come here just to block us, right? So I agree. It's a little unknown. This player's not like that bad, but they're definitely, you know, in a significantly different like playing tier. So yeah, they do come here. Well, you might be right, Danny B. Maybe I was too fancy here. This is, I mean, to be fair, we also said nomads wanted to temp ship early, right? So hopefully they temp ship. But us being stranded down here was not the plan. The only way I thought gray was particularly good here was because I often see a lot of action in the southern continent in this color arrangement, and none of our opponents obliged. So that's a lot. That's a lot awkward. We're gonna take a priest. We probably can't even send priest to air unless we open air 2. So I don't even know. We're sending the first priest to fire just so that we have it. I guess we send the first priest to water and just follow up with another priest to water later. But this is far from ideal. I'm expecting mermaids probably upgrade over here too rather than next to us. So we're probably getting like no leech. No leech means that it's going to be really hard for us to get a double dig, which I was really hoping to get double dig in round 2. Which, I mean, could be an argument for maybe I should take air 2 and send priest to air. The main reason to do that is because Air 2 and Priest to Air would actually get us spades, and it does look like we're gonna be pretty power starved in this game in general, so that tends to mean that Air 2 has a lot more value than you'd expect. Now, giving up Earth 1 is also a big decision, but um, I don't know how I'm gonna score this game if I don't have more economy than what I'm gonna currently get. It's gonna be such a neutered opening. Um, the only other difficulty I'm foreseeing now that I'm saying all of this though is that if I do just take Air 2, send a Priest to Air, and try to pass first for double dig, if Nomads does take this hex from us, and I've earned, actually it doesn't even matter if I've earned a Cult Spade. Where the hell am I going? Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of awkwardness here, team. There's a lot of awkwardness. Mermaids are getting mermaids are getting kind of blocked by alchemists here too. Mermaids up. It turns out mermaids should have upgraded next to us. It looks like because alchemists are refusing to give them leech. But okay. I just don't think we really want Earth 1 that bad. What are we gonna do with that? Do I want to rush for double dig though? Like the part of the problem is like double dig's not going to do us much anymore. So I guess the other option is I still take Air 2 and Priest to Air, and then I take a worker's power action and I just tunnel round one. This is ugly. Um, this is ugly. And yeah, Dead EB, you did call it. You called that nomads would come here rather than be neighbors with us and like make easy connection. They fell into the trap of how the hell are they going to connect off of here? But they're going to contest us over a red hex, which is if we beat them to this red hex, it's just ugly for them too. And we could have all been friends if they just started here. But whatever. I honestly think Nomad's not starting here is potentially going to make both of us lose. I think this is just bad for both of us, but well, I guess on the same level, Nomads wanted to temp ship. Maybe it's not that bad, but I fell into this trap in a recent game of like these two hexes aren't going to lead you much of anywhere, but whatever. It's okay. I really don't know what to do here. Like I could just take Earth 1 and then I just try to play like for victory points somehow, and I don't worry about what hexes I'm getting, and I don't worry much about where my spades come from. You can tell how excited I am by all of that. I could try to take a worker's power action so I can tunnel in round one, but I don't think that's very good. I'm starting to lean towards, despite my talk of doing Air 2 and trying to go network or trying to expand, there's just not a lot of ways to score this game. So I think I am supposed to just go Earth 1 and be boring. Earth 1 also gives me 1 power here, so I can actually take single dig anyhow. And I'm not sure Nomads are going to take single dig or alchemists because there is an Earth 1 rush. So I think Nomads will rush Earth 1, and I think that will leave us with single dig. And single dig's not my favorite action by any means, but just single digging here, sending the first priest to water, following up with a priest to water next round, and following it up with a tunnel. Like our economy will trudge along, and I was never planning for it to do anything but trudge. So I am going to take this hex because I'm not letting Nomads have it. We can all be sad about things. And then, yeah, it looks like Priest to Water here has to be the play. I'm not going to get this air spade, so Priest to Water and then passing for the cult step and coins would be pretty nice. I can play a fairly culty game this game with the fact I'm starting with the Priest, the fact that Alchemists are in the game. I could definitely get away with some cults. So yeah. I could do like a star and hard dig round one, but hard digging is clearly worse than single digging, so So the main, I guess Nomads, you are correct that Nomads starting here is actually not so bad the more I think about it. They want a temp ship, but the major reason that it's a little rough for Nomads is that this is not under zero danger. if alchemists do wind up going for a bit of a shipping start, and all of a sudden alchemists are in here before you build your stronghold, you losing this hex means you're never connecting, and this hex is not going to be gained until you have a stronghold. Um, and so, yeah, I don't know. It's not awful, but it's ugly. Um, But it does let nomads do this temp shipping thing, and I do like the temp shipping thing. It guarantees them having they guarantee themselves temple and fort dwellings by starting here, so it probably is the right play. But these two hexes don't lead much of anywhere after this, unless you're gonna go for an early stronghold. But I'm not sure you want to go for an early stronghold in this game when you can't score it on the pass and you can't score it during the round. But I mean, Stronghold is still good too. So like, I don't know. We'll see. Alchemists look like they're going for double temple, which is exciting. It does mean mermaids are getting better leech than I thought. Hephaestos not going for the temple round one, just going for the dwellings. That was fun too. They pass. That's fine. We get the cult step that I actually really wanted because now we can send another priest to a 3-step and just cult step our way. Like we might get the first priest of fire now as well. So yeah, this is totally fine for us. We get some coins that we need. We get some cult steps that I want. I don't dislike this. Yeah, nomads are definitely in a bit of an issue. Yeah, connection is always rough for yellow. I agree. I agree as dwarves. I shouldn't completely ignore connection, but I'm not gonna push for it that hard. I mean, at this point, I do just need this hex and this hex, and mermaids are pretty far from getting this hex. So like, I think we're gonna wind up connecting just off of this stuff anyhow. But I don't necessarily know how much network we're gonna get. This hex is also under a bit of threat for mermaids. They don't really need it, and this gives them better neighbors. So you hope they're gonna curve. You'd hope they don't really want this guy, but we'll see. Mermaids are gonna lose this, but I think mermaids' next goal has to be to kind of try to race to these two, and then possibly to these two. So I guess at that point we'll be under some threat, but we'll see how it plays out here. Alchemists convert power to a worker so that they can open stronghold trading post. I mean, I think it's a reasonable play this game to get the early stronghold down so that you do avoid doing so many coin conversions. It just means that it's gonna be a bit slow to get your workers going, but I guess it won't be that slow. Next round, GG Hub can advance ship and hopefully dig this hex, and now you get 3 workers out. And ending round 2 with Temple, Stronghold, and 3 dwellings is pretty good. So this might work out. This is kind of exciting. We'll see where it goes after that. I mean, it kind of runs out of steam after round 2, it would seem, but maybe it keeps going in ways that I don't currently see. So, us getting no leech is still sad. I mean, mermaids maybe build another trading post next round just for some economy, but it does look like we're gonna have pretty low leech this game. Um, Maybe I'm just crazy about gray being at all good in this color arrangement. Some games I do see a lot more action down in the south, and our opponents completely ignored it. And maybe that's the correct move for our opponents, but I don't know. It does actually look like alchemists are getting double dig while they have temp shipping. Alchemists might just choose this hex, this hex, this hex. I mean, they definitely pick this hex, but mermaids just goes for water 1. That suggests to me they are going to build trading post this round. I have a cult step on water as is, so I definitely think I just send priest to fire here. And continue to get at least some decent cult positioning out of the way. Maybe alchemists go for workers in single dig. Oh, I forgot how few workers alchemist has. Although the thing is, Danny B, they have their stronghold up, so why not double dig and then wheel the workers power action? Who's gonna take workers on you? Like nobody. And once you double dig, you'll only have 2 power, but you'll gain 4, so you will have enough to take workers. So I would double dig as alchemist and then take the workers on the wheel. It would be my plan. But the other plan this round for dwarves here is we're tunneling. We're probably just tunneling to this hex makes the most sense. like we could tunnel here, I guess. I don't know if this makes much sense though. Tunneling. I mean, we have tunnel here, tunnel here, tunnel here. This tunnel's not on my radar because this thing is under just the, no threat at all. The reason to tunnel here is to maybe threaten some of these hexes just with digs, and the reason to tunnel here is because we're expecting to get a little leech when this guy comes in. Given that, I probably should just tunnel here. So, I mean, I think my next move is to tunnel here, and then my move after that is to take the cult step on water. That gives us a spade. The spade probably goes here, because I do kind of want to race to this hex. I may as well connect if I can. Alchemist does take double dig, and now they're debating if they're probably debating if they want this hex or this hex. Alchemists, Nomad starting here is actually kind of rough for Alchemists because Alchemists are kind of racing mermaids down into, like, Alchemists have very low ways to get over here this game because they're kind of getting cut off, which actually is another great reason to go here. It helps completely cut off Alchemist's option to get through. This hex might actually be under mild threat if Alchemist, like, for example, if Alchemists take this hex and build here, which they're gonna, so we finally got Leech, which we missed out on this one, but Alchemists might kind of want this hex, just so that they can actually break into all of this stuff. Mermaids takes a priest. They're also going to send a priest to water here, so that they get a cult dig. Makes sense. I think I'm going to go here. I'm still anticipating Mermaids is going to build a trading post, and that gives me even more leech, although at that point that's a lot of leech, but I mean, I still want lots of leech. I want lots of dwellings. I mean, ending round 2 with only 3 dwellings on the board is not great. It's not awful, but our economy is definitely, it's a bit slow, which, I mean, it kind of always was going to be. It's kind of always the problem with Dwarves on this map. One option for us, actually, is we are about to get enough leech. I could consider taking the bridge just to get one more dwelling out. But I also think I do really just want to use a lot of tunnels this game to score points, rather than just expanding our economy, and saving the dwellings till next round is not that big of a, not that bad. And I think we need to save our power for digs. We went greedy and didn't go for economy early, so I think we got to stick with some of that. This needs to be on water, so that we get the spade. Passing for worker power would be pretty good. I would love more power. Nomads upgrade. It's next to us like that. Like see little dribs of leech here is great for us. We need some friends. Alchemists did wheel the workers, so alchemists are actually gonna end this round with Stronghold, Temple, and 4 dwellings probably, if they just convert the priest to, well, converting the priest to a worker is pretty bold, I guess. But Alchemists are proving to me that they at least have a bit more play than I think. I mean, part of the problem is Alchemists still don't have ways to score on the pass, though, so I don't know. We'll see. It's certainly looking better for Alchemists than I was expecting, but it does look like it's time for us to pass. We're out of things to really do. That worker power looks pretty good for me. The priest is not terrible if we really want to go crazy heavy on cults. The priest to air is still available, but I really need to send priest to fire next round. I don't really know if we're rushing a town this game. The 2 key town looks really good, but I don't really see how we're rushing town space. Although, actually, if I do wind up tunneling here next round, it's really just a bridge. Like, we could stronghold in round 4 and make this town and get the 2 key town at that point, potentially. I would expect somebody else to town for the 2 key before that, but we'll see. There's definitely some cult play for us this game. And if we can play cults and some tunnels and just kind of Earth 1, it's quite a few points. But yeah, passing for worker power looks quite good here for us, I think. It allows us to maybe get some spades. It allows us to build quite a few dwellings next round and really get our workers going. I think it does the right things for us. One slightly tricky thing for us here is that if we want to double spade next round, we have a cult dig. I think the cult dig goes here. So if we're gonna double spade, we probably have to tunnel while spading, which isn't the worst thing. So we could like tunnel while spading here and here, and then we just build these dwellings next round. We have 5 workers, right? We have 6 workers actually, but so we build here, here, here next round or something like that. It does look like we're gonna have. It does look like we're gonna need 2 bridges this game in order to make our towns, but it's okay. I don't know. It's looking okay here. Priest kind of comes with 2 power away. Yeah, the priest compared to the worker power coin is not clear to me, but the main reason that I kind of am warming up to this is if I still get this leech I'm expecting, I'll have enough to double dig at the start of next round. And I do get this. I really think I want the spades, right? Could be wrong. Oh, does this even give you enough to double dig? I might have lied. I don't know. I'm still 1 short of double dig, so I'm lying. Oof. Nomads went for an expensive trading post, and they now have 3 trading posts up, but only 1 dwelling. I get that they have the trading post tile, but I would not have built this. I think this is quite wrong. I get that they have the coins to afford it, but I think it kills their worker economy. It looks really hard for them to even afford a stronghold now, just because their workers are so awful. I would not have greeted out that last trading post, but oh well. But yeah, so I lied. We can't actually double dig at the start of next round. So I maybe should have taken the priest, but oh well. So trading posts for victory points early, you can make it work. And it's probably not quite as bad as I just said, but spending 3 extra coins to get out a trading post that's just a handful of victory points is, I don't know, it's tempting, but it's wrong. It's not right. Mermaids does take the ship scoring here. I like that a lot. Especially because it means alchemists aren't getting it, so Alchemist does send a Priest to Fire. We're going to open next round with Priest to Fire, and I guess hope we get Double Dig, but it looks like Mermaids will actually have the ability to Double Dig. If we don't get Double Dig next round, though, it's not kind of the end of the world. I don't really need Double Dig next round. I could take Double Dig in round 4. That would be okay with me. Next round, I think I actually can tunnel here, here, and just build this dwelling. I don't really care about this hex, so I'm not going to spade this. I'm going to spade this. I care more about this, especially because I can threaten this then much more reliably, and I can just build these. I do need to send Priest to Fire. Or I don't need to, but I really want to send Priest to Fire. The Priest to Fire locks in these cult rewards, and these cult rewards are good. So yeah, we'll see. Do nomads actually have places to even build their dwellings? So the thing is, nomads like don't currently have places to build their dwellings. I mean, nomads are gonna really try hard, presumably, to dig here and dig here. But I just think putting yourself at 2 worker production is the wrong move. It just really decreases your options. It's really hard to make up for a lack of workers in this game. Now they're not going to have any problems with coins for like ever. So I mean, credit there. That's not having coin problems is also nice, but I think sometimes all of our talk of, you know, the fact that you need so many coins in this game and coins are so important does actually underscore how much more important it is to have workers. Because if you don't have workers, you are absolutely dead. You can't make up a lack of workers easily at all. It's very expensive. Making up for a lack of coins is painful, but there's much better tools to make up coins than there are tools to make up lack of workers. I'm assuming this is going to be double dig. Although, I guess he doesn't really have areas to double dig, does he? Until he advances ship. He needs to advance ship and dig this hex. So we might have just bought ourselves a double dig this round. In which case, I'm actually a bit... Oh, no, I can't build here. I have to buy myself the double dig. I don't know if he needs the double dig here. He already has 2 dwellings to build on. He has the ship tile, wants to advance ship. I mean, I guess he doesn't really want coins, but I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, I was gonna say Hephaestus might actually might want coins and a priest, right? He might just he can just build dwellings and try to advance ship. Like he might take coins, hopes to get a power this round and take another priest. We'll see. But if we get double dig, I don't know. Things are looking okay. I mean, one concern is that our opponents have actually figured out ways to score. Alchemist game is going quite a bit better than I was expecting it might. But the main reason, yeah, Hephaestus does just advance ship, and he converts a power to a coin. So he's not even trying for double dig. Nomads also advances ship. Nomads are going to advance ship twice and then be able to build some dwellings this round. Okay, maybe their trading posts are a little better than I thought. Because they can build 2 dwellings, so they at least get some worker production. The big issue is I think they still want Stronghold next round, and then I'm not sure they have enough workers to build Stronghold and the dwellings that come with it, but this is working a bit better than I thought. I think I would have skipped this. I think skipping this is still better, but it's not that bad. We are getting double dig, but Hephaestus can't even double dig, so I think I am going to build this and then hope to wheel double dig, because I would really like to just double dig these hexes, and I don't actually want to tunnel for this one. I don't really need to buy myself extra tunnels yet, so... Hephaestus literally cannot double dig his next action, and it looks impossible for the other players to get double dig before us. Yeah, I really... This round, I think, is going to play out quite nicely for us. We are admittedly going to have a bit of a coin issue after this round, but we are actually not going to have a worker issue, because we're going to build 3 more dwellings, so we're going to be at max worker production at the end of this round, because we can build this dwelling, and then tunnel. Right? We have 1 worker, 2 worker, and then tunnel is 3 workers. Yeah, we have just enough stuff to get out like most of our dwellings this round, which will get us a lot of points and set up very high worker economy. And very high worker economy for dwarves will translate into points. And yeah, I guess I don't want to tunnel much currently, because obviously I want to tunnel once I build my stronghold, and the plan is to try to build a stronghold this round. We'll see if I get to, but Nomads gets another ship, makes a lot of sense. I'm still expecting Hephaestus to try to get in here potentially, but I don't know. This is our double dig time, folks. This hex, I think, are the correct moves. Well, wait a sec. Let's just wait 1 sec. So you remember that talk earlier about racing the 2 key town? This hex does nothing for us. So what if I tunnel first here and then secure this hex, and then that way I'm just a bridge away plus my stronghold next round from getting the 2 key town? Nomads are not close to a town. Mermaids are getting kind of close to one. Alchemists are not that close either, though. So I think racing for 2 key towns still makes a lot of sense for us, even if we get it in round 4, just because the cults are so open this game. So Hephaestus still can't actually threaten double dig, and these guys can't. So I think I'm supposed to go here and set up my town space. This hex is not really under threat still, so yeah, this is even better. Giving ourselves a chance at getting this town is, I think, pretty important, because I think we can play a very culty game. Nomads just used all their priests to advance ship. Alchemists still need to. Mermaids also did. Like, this 3 spot still might come back to us next round. So yeah, I really like that plan. Mermaids does take single dig, which I kind of thought was their plan, and so they are going to come here. So we're going to get a little leech again finally, which is nice. This hex is now under threat. Mermaids can reach it, but I am literally going to double dig this and this. Again, this hex never really mattered to me. The main reason to take this hex is because Alchemist Stronghold Town is going to be potentially too easy for them to make now, but whatever. You think Nomads didn't need the trading post for that plan, though, the expensive one? Yeah, I don't think Nomads needed their trading post for the plan of trying to... I don't think Nomads needed to build this expensive trading post in order to try to abuse the past trading post scoring going forward. I think they would have had chances to build more trading posts later. But, I mean, Nomads are making points and they have an economy. Could be a hell of a lot worse than it is, so... okay, we've been talking a bunch about this double dig. Let's finally take it. Let's get these hexes. Get our dwellings out. I mean, we're also doing pretty well on points and pretty well in our economy. So we'll see. There's a game going on here. One of our biggest issues is that our stronghold is going to cost 9 coins. I would love to get this tile. This is very tempting to build, but I might pass on it simply because I think everybody else is about to pass, and 7 coins right now is pretty much just what I need. I'd love getting an extra worker production here and getting another 2 points, but if I don't pass, I don't think I get coins on the pass. Actually, Alchemist might be passing here anyhow. And Alchemist probably just sucks up 7 coins anyhow. So then the point's moot. But there is still a coins power action chilling here, but nobody really needs it. But I do. But the one upshot for us that Mermaids and Nomads have so many trading posts up is that they actually don't fight for this as much. And at this point, my worker economy is going well enough, and my spades are already kind of done enough. I really just want lots of coins. I do eventually want to dig this hex pretty badly. But GG is passing. Oh, but he goes for the trading post tile. So he's blocking the trading post from everybody else. That means the 7 coins are still there for us, which is tempting. Both of these guys are passing if we don't pass. Nomads probably want this tile. So the real question is, what do Mermaids take? But I don't see any reason for Mermaids not to take 7 coins. But I guess that means we would get 4 coins in a cult step instead. But 3 extra coins is a lot here. I could pass for temp ship in order to take the 7 coins power action, but I would rather just take 7 coins and then possibly also get a 7 coins power action. Although actually I really want the bridge power action extra on anyhow, right? I really want bridge and then just build stronghold in this. That's the real dream, actually, I think. Racing out 2 key town is still really good here. If I pass first, I also think I get this priest to air. Yeah, I think there's enough reasons that I care about the tempo that passing on a worker in 2 points is worth it here. But passing on a worker in 2 points is not a light undertaking, but I think this is okay. Yeah, so exactly, Directed. So you're asking the excellent question. What is the game plan if we don't get the 7 coins pass or the 7 coins action? And the game plan looks significantly worse, I think. I think getting our stronghold out next round is very good for us. I think we can try to just really abuse tunnels the rest of the game to score. I think the rest of the game plan is to slowly build up this into a sanctuary town for the final round. It's possible that we don't even sanctuary, but I think I'm willing to build a sanctuary town potentially in here. That gets me 2 favor tiles as well, which will let me really contest certain cults more. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to like. I'm sending priest to air here if I'm allowed to. Priest to air looks quite good. I think we're going to get a town this round. I build stronghold. I build stronghold here, which is giving my opponents a shit ton of leech. So congrats everybody. And then I build this dwelling, I build this bridge, I get the 2 key town. I have pretty strong cult game at that point, and having a strong cult game coupled with being able to just abuse stronghold stuff going forward looks pretty damn good for us. Alchemist started advancing dig. We've secured all the hexes we really need. We're connected. We have town space. This hex is something we want. This hex is something we want, but there's really no rush to secure those guys. So yeah, I'm going to take this priest to air and really help to establish some cult dominance here. Hey, Super. So where we are at is we have pretty good worker production as dwarves. We're going to build our stronghold this round, during the stronghold round. We have pretty good cult positioning, and I think we're gonna win the race to the 2 key town. I mean, it's a bit late in terms of like leveraging it for economic boosts, but in a game where most of our opponents haven't sent many priests to the cults, we got a lot of 3 spots. There's an alchemist, and we're already at these positions. If we get the 2 key town, I think we get a lot of cult victory points and really discourage our opponents from fighting them too hard. And so if we take 2 key town and we get 24 cult points this game, looks really good. GG does suck up this hex from us. Makes a lot of sense. I'm assuming they're also trying to beat Nomads to this hex now, which would be pretty nasty. Nomads has a stronghold ability, but this hex, I mean, Nomads, I don't totally know what Nomads are up to, so we'll see. The coins action is here, which is very tempting though, because I want the 2 key town, but the 2 key town requires us taking a bridge. But coins are something I don't have in the future. But the question is, who else is really taking the coins action? We might still just get it. I mean, I guess mermaids will take it if they're allowed to. But I think I really prefer to get the 2 keys over the coins action, which, I cringe a little when I say that because I'm not sure that's what I should be doing, but oh well. I'm going to go ahead and build the stronghold here because it's the only spot I have neighbors currently. It gives my opponents a lot of leech, which is the big downside. I'm feeding my opponents the ability to do a lot, but 2 key town is coins. Yeah, I agree. I mean, the 2 key town is, it gives us 8 power, right? I mean, it's an 8 power town. Like, it's essentially 4 coins anyhow. Plus, it gives us the power to maybe threaten coins actions and stuff in the future. Even if we don't get coins actions, I've said that I also, I do still want to dig some more this game to get hexes. So like single digging this is pretty valuable. It's possible I actually do wind up digging these hexes this game too in order to reach this stuff. I'm not sure yet. One issue is I do need to start thinking about building trading posts, but there's been no real rush for Water 1. And given Nomad's game plan, I don't even know if they want Water 1. So there's a chance that I yet go for Water 1 somewhere too. I'm not sure. But do you think the bridge is under pressure from Nomads here? Nomads might want the bridge. That's a good point. I did just give them that stuff. The coins do just go to Hephaestus. Makes a lot of sense. Nomads might take our bridge. I didn't think about that. Nomad's plan might be to bridge and then build stuff. I probably should have taken the bridge. Yeah, there might be bridge pressure. There's almost certainly bridge pressure this game. Nomads probably want a bridge here for a town. And Nomads might want a bridge here for a town. Nomads might even want a bridge here for a town. So actually there's a lot of bridge pressure in the game, and I probably should have secured a bridge when I had a chance there. Hopefully that doesn't come to bite us, but that does look like a mistake, Danny. I think you're absolutely right that there's probably quite a bit of bridge pressure left in the game. And us not getting 2 key town this round is a pretty big bummer because the 2 key town did at least come with an extra worker and stuff. So me not taking the bridge there and deciding to give all my opponents power was almost certainly a mistake. But hopefully it's not a costly mistake, but we'll see. If it is a costly mistake, well, we make mistakes. We're human. It happens, but Nomads also have to decide how much they want this hex, because Alchemists are going to take this hex as their next action. Nomads are thinking hard. Yeah. I mean, nomads are deciding, I think, if they want the bridge. Do they want this hex? I mean, or do they want to double dig that hex? So this is their connection path. Interesting. Okay, I never expected that, but that's fun. Wild, but understandable, but wild. I mean, nomads had a connection path just through the bottom here. They still have their sandstorm ability too. Um, they've also left this open because they can't build it this round. So Alchemist could threaten stuff, but Alchemist just takes the workers. Makes a lot of sense. We are going to take our bridge now. I mean, I don't actually think there's bridge pressure anymore because none of our opponents can really take it. But we want the 2 key town this round. Let's make sure that we get it. I mean, Alchemist, I guess, could beat us to it. But I guess if Alchemist beats us to 2 key town, then we just take like 8-point towns and we survive. I'm curious what this is going to be from Hephaestus. Probably Air 1, I guess. Air 1 is actually a pretty sweet game plan for them. So I would expect it to be that, but we'll see. That can't be right. Yeah, I agree. That can't be right for Nomads. Nomads just built a stronghold. They have the ability to just dig through here, right? If they just dug this and built this and then eventually got this hex, they're connected. Connecting via these hexes can't. Well, they do need a secure connection here too. I forgot, but what they just did can't be right. I agree. Alchemist does get this really pretty center town, and they get through. I think Nomad should have blocked this. Alchemists getting through into these hexes is a big break for them, I think. They still have 0 shipping this game too, which is just funny. But Alchemists getting here, I think, is a big break for them. It does mean that we might get a lot of leech coming forward in our not super long-term future, though, which is nice. But yeah, they are getting through, which it's a bit of a shame, but oh well. We build stronghold. We're gonna have to convert. It looks like we do have to convert a power to a coin in order to build this, which means we couldn't double dig again, which I don't actually like that answer. Do I convert a worker to a coin? Ugh. I like that even less. I really don't think I want to go below 6 power tokens yet, though, because I am a bit low on hexes. So I probably am going to convert a worker to a coin, which is a bit painful as dwarves, but I guess we're going to get a bunch of workers from the cults. Yeah, it'll have to be okay, but ugh. It's not really okay. There is a chance that alchemists are gonna form their town. They did take the trading post tile and have no trading posts up, so they might build a trading post. They might build a trading post, and alchemists could take the 2 key town. It doesn't look amazing for them, but I actually don't think it's that bad. I think the 2 key town's pretty valuable this game with just no cult factions in the game. But we'll see. The ship tile's on the table. It's possible that Alchemist just passes for the ship tile, though. I mean, although, again, Alchemists have 0 shipping, so maybe they don't, but, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I do think it's likely, but yeah. If Alchemists take the 2 key town, is there any reason to rush a town this round? I don't think so. I think I don't town this round then, right? If Alchemists take 2 key, then I just leave this to build a dwelling next round, right? I don't really need that 1 worker again that badly, and I can just town next round. I mean, the only advantage to towning this round, I guess, is I get the worker back if I take an 8-pointer, but there's really no need to rush. Alchemists do town. If they take 2 key, and they do, then yeah, there's no need to rush. Well, that's a bit of a bad break. That makes our cults a lot tough. I'm a bit surprised Alchemists took that, because they still only have 1 priest production. They still don't have water 1, and I'm not sure how many more priests they're going to send to cults, but oh well. We do just get to take 8-pointers now, which is fine. We could pass for the ship tile just to block it from the table now. I don't hate that move. It's not a great move, but it's not an awful one. These pastels all suck for us, and I don't really have anything to do here. This also gives us enough power to threaten a coin's power action at the start of next round, which I would like. I'm not sure nomads will give us coins, though, because they have their own coin problems now. Yeah, nomads probably have to take coins. So we're not going to get the coins power action. If we pass first, we are going to get to send Priest to fire, which is probably worth it still. I guess Alchemists are going to take fire too. I don't even know what cults we should fight anymore. The upshot is we should have a decent number of second places, but yeah, losing the 2 key town to Alchemist is actually pretty rough. Gosh, how I wish Nomads blocked them. Letting them... Alchemists might be winning this game. They have getting this central town spot, getting this more expansion for next round looks pretty good, but I'm tempted to just block the ship scoring from the game. I think it's the most annoying thing I can do. Yeah, I don't like playing with the active incomes. The income display is... I really dislike it. Really dislike it. Yeah, whenever I lose a race, I try to think of the actions I could have gave up to. I agree, Danny B. I could have probably skipped the Priest Air, but the Priest Air was still valuable enough, and I think the 8-point towns are still going to do a lot of work for me. I'm not even convinced how many more priests Alchemists can really send off to a lot of these cults. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make that they got that. It's annoying, but I don't know how big of a deal it is. So yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Um, it's not going to end. Alchemists are probably sending Priest to fire, yeah, so they are going to lock up fire, which is okay too. We have an easy second place in fire. Oh, plus it's more workers. Makes a lot of sense actually for them to do that. But yeah, alchemists getting to beat us to our cult plans is a bad break for us. Yeah, I needed. I think I needed nomads to block this rather than doing it whatever. Rather than them securing their connection this awkward way. Nomads also takes the coins. Makes sense, but that's another bad break for our team. Our teams did not get the breaks here that we needed, and/or we played sloppy. I'm not sure. I don't know if we played sloppy, but we did some stuff maybe we didn't have to. But we're in a less good spot than we want to be, but it's not awful. But I don't think this is game winning. I think this is what losing looks like, but we'll see. I am just gonna take a. I could take a coin town. Coin town's reasonable, but screw that. I don't take coin towns. I'm taking an 8-pointer. I still want to fight cults. The trading post pass tile is open too. I have a pretty good mind to take a pretty quick round here and pass for that guy. It gets me a 7 coins action too. So I think the round does look a hell of a lot like tunnel here. And then it could just be a pass. It might just be tunnel and pass. I'm not even sure I'm going to build another town next round. The town plan is kind of expensive. I mean, it looks a lot like trading post, temple for fire 2, sanctuary for something. Maybe I do it. Mermaids are coming through. It's fine. Definitely gonna tunnel and build this. I don't think mermaids are that interested in this hex. So I don't think I have to worry about it really. I'm not sure. Do we hard dig the northeast green to secure tunnels? Yeah, that's what I'm just thinking about. Like, I was just pointing at it. I was debating. I mean, we have enough workers that hard digging is probably the right move for us this game. In which case, actually, it allows me to build an extra dwelling this round too. So maybe I do hard. Although the only sad thing is if I'm hard digging to tunnel, I kind of wanna hard dig tunnel then build tunnel, right? Because abusing tunnels is good, but then it makes my round longer here. The question is, how long of a round do I want? Do I want to be the guy? I mean, to be fair, I don't really need this tile. It's mostly to block it from others. But do I really need to block it from others, or do I just take coins? Well, part of the reason I want this is because I get a coins power action with it, right? I really do need coins. Yeah, that's a tough one. I think I'm gonna just hard dig and build, and then just like build and then pass. If I do that and I don't get to pass first, then I might build a trading post. Although again, with what coins am I building that trading post? But also, as predicted, against these factions and the way they're playing, there's no way our network is actually going to score us points. There is a bit of a bridge fight going on now too. Bridge just got taken, so I'm not totally sure how Nomads plans to make their towns without bridges, but they have secured their connection at least. I'm starting to sour on this plan. I think I am just going to build this dwelling and pass. It's not really clear that any of our opponents are going to go even faster than that, but I really do just kind of want this tile and the coins power action it comes with, and just say screw it to everybody else. At the same time, this is an 8-point move, but I mean, I guess it's a 6-point move for us next round. I mean, it's just passing on 2 points here. Mermaids are probably going to come build this, right? The wilder thought, by the way, too, is actually if I'm supposed to just hard dig this hex, which is a little nutty, but this town is, this would be 4 hexes, and then I just build 3 trading posts. I don't know yet. Don't know yet what's gonna happen. We need a lot of coins is really where we're at. We don't have coins, so meh. Tunneling does get us a lot of victory points. Yeah, I don't quite know. I'm not sure we should go for another town or not. You think a sanctuary is out of reach? Yeah, the sanctuary is not that great. Is the trading post tile actually good for us? The trading post tile is not that good. The bridge was my move. I mean, yeah, taking the bridge was there's so much bridge pressure in this game. Anyhow, the answer is the trading post tile is not very good for us. We're not going to build that many trading posts probably, although we do need to build trading posts just to free up dwellings. I mean, there is an argument that actually just taking 7 coins plus a coins power action is actually better for us. The problem is this is blocking points from somebody, and they're not going to be able to score without it. And it is still some points for us, but we really do need coins. We don't have the ability to build a lot of stuff without more coins. We might just not build another town. How bad is it to just not build another town? The answer is probably not that bad. The reason for not building another town is we just build some random trading posts next round just to free up some dwellings, and then we do stuff like hard dig and then tunnel and build, tunnel and build. That gives us a lot of tunneling victory points. We can maybe tunnel and build. And getting those sorts of points is probably just better for us than trying to make this town happen. I mean, the way this town happens is probably actually dig this and build 3 trading posts, but passing first gets us the coins power action, so we're gonna have some coins that way, but that's literally our only coins. So I could just take 7 coins plus more coins, and then I have the ability to maybe temple for water 1, which will still be there, but it's just too late for that. I could maybe sanctuary for water 1 and then build some trading posts, but I don't think that's that efficient of a path for us either. We're going to have at least 2 trading posts. So this is at least 4 points and a worker and a coin. So do we value 6 coins at the level of a worker and 4 points? I don't think so. Plus, it still denies points to others, and I'm still a big fan of that. The ship tile might compel mermaids to pass pretty quickly here too. They might want it, but no, they do just build another dwelling. I'm really curious who's going to pass for the ship tile. All of these players kind of want it, and it's the only victory point tile left. But I guess all of them probably have dwellings they want to build too. So should be a fun should be a fun decision. But upgrade digs and dig bomb without building dwellings necessary if you go for the 7 coins pass tile. Oh, yeah, actually, that's a decent argument. You're right. I wouldn't even build the trading post. I could skip building trading posts entirely, and I could have just gone for pure dig bomb in the final round with upgraded digs. Yeah, that's not a bad plan. Part of the reason I didn't love that is that I do have 3 priests in my supply, and I can send them all to cults. I don't need them for anything. And I think sending priests to cults is still a worthwhile endeavor for me. But yeah, I don't know. The advanced dig plan's kind of fun, for sure. I should really actually try to math out what we're actually up to this round. I'm gonna have 16 workers, and I'm gonna have like 9-ish coins or something. This is finally water 1, makes sense. I think we should accept that we're probably just taking last on, or we're taking, I think we should aim for 2nd place, 3rd place, and then I think we should try to win air and maybe take 2nd on earth. I'm not totally sure, but I think my moves next round are take the coins, probably send some priests to air, maybe send some priests to earth. I think the priest spots are going to kind of run out next round, so I think I should try to send some priests off as I'm able. I'm not sure it totally matters, though. This game looks like it is going to be an Alchemist win to me. Alchemist actually has decent cults. They have decent network. They have town space at least already set up. They have water 1, air 1 now, or not air 1, but they have water 1, earth 1. I think Alchemist are going to win this game. Alchemist does still need 3 ship, actually. I forgot about that. So Alchemist still needs to use a lot of their priests for shipping. So they can't really defend these cults all that much. So maybe I only have to send 1 priest to air, send 1 or 2 priests to earth. I don't know for sure. Mermaid's not taking the ship tile is pretty shocking. You think Alchemist can't take it, but Nomad should. Yeah, I do agree with that. I don't think Alchemist can take it either, really, the more I'm looking at it. Alchemist, I think, need to build more dwellings here. But Nomads and Mermaids both ignoring it are pretty surprising to me. I think Mermaid's path to victory almost certainly involves getting the ship tile and just racing out like 5 ship type stuff, right? But Mermaids are just building. They just built a trading house, right? Like, I mean, I get they have Air 1, but that's not even points. Like, I'm very surprised this tile is not being fought for more. I mean, GG Hub has to be thinking if it's worth it for him just to pass for it. I suspect the answer is it's not worth it for him. I mean, he can build more dwellings this round and even some trading posts and still build more dwellings. So he's passing on like 6 points this round plus all of that economy he could build. So I don't think the ship tile is the right move for him. But much like my math, denying it to opponents is very tempting though, right? Like, does GG win just because he blocks points away from nomads and mermaids and they can't score enough to win? And I think the answer is possibly yes, but he does just decide to go for building more economy, which I think makes sense. If I'm nomads, I would take the ship tile instantly here. I mean, I get that you have a dwelling you could build, right? But this is just 9 points that you don't have a way to make otherwise. Like, but nope, he has the sandstorms to still use, or stronghold to still use. Mermaids have to pass here, surely, but it's very fortunate for Hef that he got to build up more stuff before passing, in my opinion. But I assume he has to pass for it here. I would be pretty shocked if he doesn't, but we'll see. The Stronghold and Temple opening for Alchemist is totally viable. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. The main reason Stronghold and Temple is a bit risky is that you're not like securing any black hexes, and so if you lose some hexes that you otherwise could have gained, it's really a loser. But if you were able to open Stronghold and Temple and then still get your dwellings out the next round, and you're not losing any hexes, it's quite good. I like Stronghold. I like Stronghold Temple Alchemists quite a bit. I haven't necessarily played any recently, but it's worked quite well for them this game. I mean, I think Alchemists are... I still think Alchemists are reasonably ahead here. I think Mermaids are pretty good. Nomads have 2 towns left, right? Because they say... Well, actually, Nomads needs a bridge still, maybe? I guess... Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, all of these players are going to beat us on network. We're going to get a decent number of points next round, but I suspect we've still lost this game by a pretty good margin. But I could be wrong. Not getting the 2 key town and Alchemist getting it was actually quite crushing, I think. I think our game plan did involve getting that 2 key town that round. The cults have turned just way messier than I was expecting them to, so... Alchemist does get to keep using their power for priest here late too. We just never got that much power. Not that it was awful, but our opponents really... We did not... Again, the south is way less built up than I was expecting. I thought nomads would be our friends down here, and nomads have just completely ignored the bottom. They've decided to make towns here and just completely ignore this shit. Which I think is a bit of a bad break. But maybe it's not. I mean, at this point, like, these 2 hexes look like a trap for me again for nomads. Did they actually benefit from starting here and getting to build 1 more dwelling in round 1, or should they just be here, and should they have just built around us and sandstormed here at some point too or something? I'm not sure, but oh well. Whatever, this is the game we're at. We'll see what we can do. We're not completely out of it, but I don't think it's great. You think those hexes are great for Fakirs, not so much nomads? Yeah, I think these 2 hexes for nomads are kind of a trap. It leads you to do really awkward things to connect. Whereas I think if you're over here, I think your connection path, kind of this like loose, you build this stuff as nomads during the game. I think that's pretty fine, but I still think nomads not blocking the center off is maybe a mistake too, but I guess it's not their job to do it, but I think it kind of is. Like, nomads could have such a sweet sanctuary town this game if they just built here. And if they're here, I guess Alchemist would have triple dug this, but I'm not sure Alchemist would have got the round 4 town. It might be pretty lucky for Alchemist that they were able to get this central town space and build the town that round. They had no extra workers, so. But oh well. We're gonna get a 3 for 2 leech here. I'm gonna accept it. I left myself open for 3 for 2 leeches just in case this was coming in, and I want more power, so. Yeah, Danny B, I actually think Nomad should probably start over here reasonably often, and I do think you're probably supposed to build a stronghold pretty early on this map. I think stronghold just does so much work for you in terms of, yeah, being able to like take this hex and get 2 hexes, take this hex, get 2 hexes, take this hex, get 2 hexes, right? Like, I think there's so many of those like little jump opportunities, and I think leveraging those via the stronghold is the play. And then you try not to dig as much with your power, and you try to use your power for coins and stuff. I do agree. I think that's the way. Plus, actually, the stronghold also lets you sometimes just like carve through the center and stuff and annoy people early, and I think that has quite a bit of value too. But oh well. There's a lot of priests in the game. So our next couple moves are to start sending priests to cults while there's still cult spaces open. This water space I don't really care about. You know, maybe it gets us a point on Alchemist or something, but I'm not going to fight that one. I'm going to send priest to air. I do want to just make sure to win air. I would like to send a priest to earth probably too, but it's not as critical. Admittedly, mermaids, I guess, need a lot of their priests for ship advances, potentially. Ooh, mermaids are taking a bridge to make this town. That's fun. And they take an 8-pointer, which makes sense. But that means Nomad's town situation looks pretty bad, because Nomads need to sandstorm. I guess they can dig this hex. But Alchemists getting this hex, presumably, is also pretty nutty to me. Nomads have really contested a lot of stuff nobody else cared about, and didn't take stuff that people did care about enough this game, in my opinion. But oh well, we'll see what happens. But I guess Nomads doesn't have to sandstorm over here. Nomads could, I guess, dig or something too. We'll see what they decide to do, but yeah, Nomads can also Sanctuary West and dig Brown. Yep, exactly. They could Sanctuary Town here and take Fire too. So we'll see what they decide. I'm assuming Mermaids are going to take this hex pretty shortly. I would guess Mermaids round is essentially dig and build this, and then Stronghold, I would assume, is Mermaids' game plan. Make another town, advance ship a couple of times. If that's the case, what is Mermaids' network at then? I mean, Mermaids are going to have probably like 4-ish structures left on their board. For us to get down to 4-ish structures is pretty painful. So yeah, we're just completely out of the network race. Nomads takes a copy of Water 1. That's fine. It is the last copy of Water 1, but we weren't really planning on it, so that's fine. I said I wanted to start fighting cults, so let's just send priests to cults while everybody else is doing whatever they're doing. I guess they're racing for towns and stuff, but I think there's fights to be had on these cult tracks. So Team Dig Bomb comes at 36 points. I mean, look, points are good, but dig bombing is not actually that efficient here. It's fine, but using these priests on cults, I think, is too valuable. I just don't think it's right to use priests to advance digging here. I think I could just happily dig and build a couple of times and not care too much. I think the game plan, like I said, I think I'm going to build 2 trading posts. I'm going to hard dig and build, or like I'll tunnel and dig, and then I'll tunnel and build, and then do something like tunnel and dig, tunnel and build. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 tunnels is 4 workers. The trading post is 8 workers. I don't know, maybe I'm short a worker, but nobody was kind enough to send another priest to air, so the question is, does Mermaids have a free priest to send to air and annoy us? Probably. This like just completely locks up the cult for us. This gives us some opportunities to possibly win the Earth cult, though. So I'm not sure which the right play is here. If we do this, Mermaid sends here, we hope to get another one on Earth then. But if Nomads also takes it on Earth, it's just worse. Yeah, never mind. This has to be correct to just like lock up Earth Air Cult at least, and then we'll send one to Earth Cult here in a sec, or to Water, I guess, depending on what happens. But we'll just send away all of our priests, lock up some cult points as we can. I mean, our cults are still decent at least this game, which is something for us, but I just don't think we have enough direct points or anything to be competitive. I mean, we might be taking last here, which I guess this is what I get for trying to assert that dwarves are good. Maybe we're ahead of mermaids, though. Is Hef really making that many more points than I guess he still has a town, right? And a stronghold and passing for 1 million. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look good. Does not look good. Nomads is kind of running out of points, but they're going to build 2 towns still and 2 more trading posts. Oh, wait. Actually, how are they making their towns? They only have 1 dwelling left. Hey, team. Good news. Nomads might not be 2 towning. They just spent power to collect workers. I guess if they worker town, maybe they can do it still, but it's ugly. They don't necessarily have their towns. So, I don't know, maybe we're not as far out as I think. Why am I skipping a second town? Well, the second town is a lot of effort for not a lot of points. So, when I'll explain more in a sec, but I am sending this priest to Earth while I can. This priest to Water doesn't interest me very much. GG can pass us for all I care. Fighting Earth Cult just looks way more interesting. I'm also willing to accept 2 for 1 leeches. I might even be willing to accept 3 for 2 leeches. Nah, I should take free powers. I should try to set up for free power. Okay, so the reason that I'm not that interested in the second town is that, like, yes, I could build 1, 2, 3 trading posts and hard dig this, but if I do that, I think I'm passing up just 1 million tunnel victory points, and I think the tunnel victory points are just better than the town points are. Like, I'm gonna get... I just don't even know what town I'm gonna get that's possibly gonna make up for the fact that I am passing on doing a bunch of tunnels. I mean, I'm trying to do the math, but right, like the problem is I have to, like, it would be 6 workers and 9 coins to build a bunch of trading posts. Those are 6 points of trading posts, fine. I'm going to be building 2 of them anyhow, so it's really just like 1 extra. And then I would wind up using a lot of my workers to dig this hex and build. I would get a town. I could take a worker town. And then, do I still have enough to hard dig this sucker? Like, I don't think I can do all that. If I could do all that, I'd be in. But I think it's too much. It takes 6 workers, 6 more workers, 7 workers. So it's 13 of my workers. So I'd have 3 workers left plus a worker town is 5 workers left. So then I tunnel, I have 4 workers, I hard dig, I build. I still need 2 more workers to build this. I think it costs me way too many tunnel victory points to build a town, so that's why I'm not building it. If I take double dig, okay, so if I hypothetically get power and I double dig, okay, and then I take a coin town, sure, let's run that math. I would need 2 more coins that I currently have. I don't know where those come from, but let's pretend that they're there, I guess. Then it's 7 workers to build all this, and then I take a coin town. I'm left with 9 workers, and then that lets me hard dig and tunnel is 4, tunnel and build is 6, tunnel and build is 8. So I would have enough workers then. I don't actually have enough coins to run this yet. But I guess I just keep waiting to see what power I get. I mean, it is a possibility, I guess, that I take double dig for another town and take a coin town. Although, to be fair, at that point, I'm buying myself a 5 victory point town. I guess a 5 victory point town on top of what otherwise I'm. Well, so no, the problem is my other plan involves a hell of a lot more tunnel points still, right? Because my other plan involves building these 2 trading posts, and then I'm gonna tunnel and dig, tunnel and build, tunnel and build, tunnel and dig, tunnel and build. So I'm still getting 2 more tunnels with my plan. So instead of a 5-point town and a 2-point trading post, I'm getting 2 more tunnels. 2 more tunnels is just better. Oh, also, hey, the town went away anyhow because GG is going for another town. So, you know, there goes that plan anyhow. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about it. Why go for a TP town with no water 1? Because there's no water 1 available. I do have the trading post pass tiles. I mean, trading posts aren't that bad, but and Danny B, you're exactly correct. I think ultimately my plan here of just eking out what I'm eking out is fine. I would rather just keep getting free power from whatever nonsense GG is up to. So I just, although he'll build trading posts like here to annoy me regardless. So I guess here's fine. I guess actually, why am I even putting them over here? I could put them, yeah, whatever. This is fine. I should look at networks just to consider, but these guys are at 12. I don't think there's any way I'm actually competitive with that, so I won't worry about it. I'm kind of waiting for Hephaestus to hopefully be more or less done with whatever he's doing. I assume he's just advancing ship twice, but he still has some workers, so he could take this hex from us, which would be a real shame. Although I don't know if he has no dwellings to build, so he does just have the ability to hard dig, but I don't think he has any reason to hurt us, so we'll see how it plays out. He does advance ship here, makes sense. When this was a double dig super, it wasn't actually that crazy to go for another town. It was fine, but it wasn't great. I mean, us only getting 1 town this game is also a big bummer, obviously, though it's not good. It does look like nomads are eking out their ability to build a trading post and a dwelling, and they still don't have their sandstorm, though. Are nomads getting another town? They need this spade action. And they need the ability to build a trading post and still get a worker. They need quite a bit more power. I guess, depending on how much power they get out of this tile, or the favor they're about to take, maybe Nomads gets another town. If Nomads doesn't get another town, I think we can still at least beat Nomads. But if Nomads gets another town, it might be too much for us. I'm not sure. Our game's not particularly good. We're gonna be like, I don't know, 110s to 120s. I think it's not a good game. I don't even know where it went so wrong beyond the fact that I tried to play Dwarves on this map. But yeah, so Dwarves probably want to get 2 towns in most games, but I do admit that Dwarves putting effort into towns can be a bit wrong because it just takes so much effort to... It tends to take so much effort to actually get all your town space and stuff, and as you say, like, it's often better to just tunnel and reach a bunch of hexes and abuse some other stuff, and yeah, it's totally fine. Instead of tunneling north, what if I tunnel... You're talking about tunneling here, and into this stuff. I mean, I could, but now the threat is if I tunnel here, alchemists can do whatever the hell they want to me, and I'm not going to put up with that shit, so I'm still just tunneling here. I don't think Hephaestus is going to dig us out, but... Alchemist collects another priest. Ooh, good times, good times. I'm building at least one more trading post was the plan. I could just turn this gray here. I don't love the fact that Hephaestus just has resources. Hephaestus surely, though, wants to build a dwelling, right? Oh, no, he can't build a dwelling. I see. That's the problem. Hephaestus wants more leech, so he could build a trading post and a dwelling, but he's not going to be able to do that stuff. Nomad still needs to advance ship one more time, right? So are we actually winning Earth? I guess Alchemist is going to win Earth is what's going to happen. He's going to send 2 priests to Earth. That's sad. That's all sorts of sad. Yeah, nomads have no dwellings left, and nomads still really do need to advance ship in order to fully leverage their big network. So I don't even know what I think nomads have to advance ship. I think Hephaestus also has to advance ship, and then he's left with not a lot, so I don't know what he'll do. So like I could hard dig and just build, but I really want to get greedy. But will Hephaestus spend 3 workers to dig us? I'd like to think no. That just seems so bad for him, but at the same time he has nothing to spend those things on. But I can't delay forever here. I don't have enough delay actions. Yeah, screw it. He can only dig it once. If I have to just dig it back, so be it. That's my theory. It could be wrong. Would I ever consider doing any sort of coaching? I mean, maybe. Like, I enjoy doing some like post-game analysis and helping players get better. Coaching is, I don't totally know what you mean by that, but maybe. But you can just hard dig another place. You don't need to stall out on this exact hex. So I mean that part's true actually. Ooh, Hephaestus sends priest to water. I guess that makes sense. He had an extra priest, but that might mean that we are just gonna stick tied with I don't know. Alchemists are presumably sending 2 priests to Earth, which is the real shame. I would prefer that not to happen, but maybe nomads whip out a 5-power priest yet that I'm not seeing, although that's kind of bad for us too, so whatever. Nomads goes for the trading post. Nomads can still advance ship, so I assume nomads end game here is to just advance ship and then pass. So that's going to be 4 points and 4 points, 8 more points than they have, 103. And then they're going to be at like 115 plus some cults. We can beat 115, right? Right? I'm not actually sure that's true, but GG does send priest to Earth. Very predictable. He's going to send another priest to Earth, but that's okay. We go ahead and build this. And then we're going to go ahead and build that in a sec, assuming Hephaestus doesn't all of a sudden decide to stop us. I think Hephaestus wants the power, though, right? If we keep offering Hephaestus power, there's a chance that Hephaestus gets to build another trading post and another dwelling, which is, I think, what he wants to do. Yeah, he advances ship. I don't know. We'll see. We'll oblige him. 5 convert for a priest to Earth. No priest left. Yes. Sorry, Danny B. I would spend 5 power for a priest to Earth if I had any priests in my supply, but I've thrown all my priests onto the cults. The major reason that I don't even have a better cult game, given that I did send 7 priests off, is the fact that, yes, I got the 8-pointer instead of the 2-point town. 2-point town would have been better. 2 keys. And I only have 1 favor tile. So, you know, more favor tiles would have done something to you. I do have the outside option of building a sanctuary still, which I've been considering. I mean, it's a little sucky because 4 workers and 6 coins is not a great return, but stealing, you know, building Fire 3 or something right at the end is, you know, it's an option for us. I haven't actually blocked out that option. I don't think it's probably worth it because all of those workers and coins are probably better spent just tunneling and trading posts. But we'll see. I mean, the next move is obviously just do this. From there, we'll see. I think GG is going for another town still, right? He has a dwelling. He builds a trading post. Oh, he doesn't have fire, whatever. Oh, he can build a sanctuary town down here, though. He still hasn't built a sanctuary. So he could build a temple and the sanctuary. He doesn't... I'm not sure he has enough stuff to build another town. I don't know. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, we just play what we can do. I'm not sure we're going to eke out enough points to be that competitive yet. We're going to win a cult, and then we're taking, what, second, and a third? That's not great. It's not awful, but it's not great. Hephaestus does build another trading post, and then he's going to pass. Hephaestus also actually doesn't have an amazing game. It's good. He's passing for, whatever, 18. So, I mean, brings him up to 107, and then he's taking third on network. Oh, wait, he's only at 12 network. Hey, everybody. We can at least tie Hephaestus on network. That's worth something. So actually Hephaestus has very little endgame as well, right? Hephaestus is only going to 15, 18 points. 18 points is still a lot. 109. If we tie him on network, 112, 116, 124. Yeah, 125 is probably too much for us. I don't know if we have 40 points left in the tank, but I would really rather not give GG any more power. So let's throw this trading post over here. It does look like I need to just tunnel and oh, actually, wait, I can dig, right? I could tunnel and dig and then tunnel and build to end the game here, I think, with using a hard dig. Or not a hard dig, using the shingle shovel, actually. Nobody can reach this hex on us. Alchemist can't touch it, so I think going for the network play has to be correct here, plus just abusing more tunnels. Do I need the 2-for-1? If I'm going to single spade, it costs a worker to tunnel, and then we dig, and then it's going to cost a worker to tunnel and build. So it's 3 workers. We have the coins. I don't see what more power is going to do us once we build that stuff. So I'm going to decline that. And then I'm going to dig this. It does look like GG's last move here is going to be Temple for Fire 2. But that leaves the cults in a really strange spot. I guess he could take a priest town and send another priest to Earth, which is a massive swing for him, so that's pretty annoying. We could... Yeah, that's so good for him. Gosh, it sucks that Nomads didn't... Or that we should have sent 2... I guess we should have sent 2 priests for Earth and dared Mermaids to send another priest to our cult. Although Mermaids did wind up just sending priests to water, so Mermaids annoyingly would have fought us. Just being just short on a lot of cults, you can see how important the 2-key town versus the 8-point town was for us. But oh well, it's too late to do anything about that. So Earth 3, nah, Earth 3 is not worth it. GG needs a priest upgrade shipping once more. Oh, so he doesn't have the oomph to fight us. You might be right. Huh. Because, yeah, he does need to ship one more time, doesn't he? Or, no, he doesn't. Oh, yeah, he does in order to connect. Oh, interesting. So if he takes Fire 2, he gets a bit of power, though. He also really wants to build one more dwelling, too, to just outright win network compared to Nomads. Huh, yeah, maybe he's not going to be able to pass us on Earth. That would be pretty amazing if he can't afford this priest. I feel like he has to be able to afford this priest, but maybe not. There's a lot of ways for him to score points, but... Oh, he doesn't need fire 2. Duh, wait a sec. Okay, I'm talking like he needs fire 2. He doesn't need fire 2. He has this spot to build on. He builds this hex. He has another town, which is sweet. And then he can still send priests to Earth and still take a priest town and then advance ship. Yeah, never mind. He has it all. That's going to certainly be the win for him. That's another 9 points on the town. It's another, well, I guess he has to spend he is spending a lot of coins to do it all. But he's definitely going to send a priest to Earth. It's way too valuable. And then the fact that he has such a good cult game. He has 2 firsts, a third, and a shared second. So, I mean, he has a better cult game than we're going to, I think. I think he wins. Maybe he doesn't. I mean, this is actually a very low-scoring game. We're not actually as far back as I thought we were. It just felt like a miserable game to me because it kind of is, but everybody apparently has had a pretty bad game, actually. Nobody scored well. Oh, he takes a ship town. Ship town can't be better than a priest town, right? Like, you're alchemist. Ship town can't be better than a priest town. So he threw away points there for us, which was nice. I mean, I don't think it's enough, but it's nice that he threw away points for us. We're going to end at 99, and then we get 3 points on network, 102, 106, 109, 113, 121. 121's a decent score here, but I think mermaids are slightly past that, and I think alchemists are going to be past that. This has to be priest to Earth. I can't imagine it being anything else. Taking the ship town, though, is just wrong. So for those that don't understand why, when you're alchemist, you can just convert your victory points to coins. So a ship town is 4 points plus a priest and then 4 coins. 4 coins is 4 points. So this was a priest and 8 points, and this is 9 points and a priest. So, I mean, he threw away a point by taking a ship town, but oh well. No, Super, that's not true at all. Because if he takes a priest town, he has 2 priests. Priest town is not better. He threw away a point for sure by what he did. Like, absolutely, he threw that away. He gets to do the priest to Earth regardless. Like, actually, it's also a 2-point error because he winds up with a coin now because of priest to Earth, but he can't use that coin to advance ship. So he cost himself 2 points by taking a priest town. Hephaestus is just a bit ahead of us. We at least do beat nomads, but yeah, ugly game for us here. Not great, but oh well. Yeah, you were wrong, but it's okay. Yeah, Hephaestus is saying that he was expecting us to take that green. I mean, taking this green is fine, but it didn't do anything for us, really. Although it turns out we could have had a sanctuary town in the center, I guess, because nomads apparently never cared about the center, but I don't know how I could have predicted that, so oh well. Taking a tumble back down to 14th, riding the roller coaster here. Not making moves lately, but that's okay. It happens. Can't always go up. Close one, yeah. Losing to Alchemist by 9 is really tough. And you can, as I said, you can just see, like, if we have one more step on every cult and Alchemist has one less step on every cult, I get that we're 6 points down in terms of what town tile we took, but we'd have that much more power and we'd have that many more cult points compared to Alchemists, but yeah, so playing Dwarves on stream was totally fun and it was worthwhile. I do think I wasn't that wrong that Dwarves have play in this color arrangement. I think us not securing town space, getting a second town is possibly the mistake. I'm still really uncertain that Nomad should give up this center sanctuary town and have let Alchemist beat us to the 2 keys. I think if we get 2 keys, we might just win. Um, I think Nomad should also probably be down here. I don't think Alchemist should have a great third town space. I mean, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Alchemists find other ways, but I think Nomad's made bad decisions this game, and it looks like they gave Alchemists, I think, more than they gave other players. Is a little bit of my read. I thought for sure Nomads would be down through here, giving us a bit of more leech and neighbors and stuff throughout the game too. I don't totally know how much that helps us, but Alchemist getting this late town is pretty silly. But good for Alchemist to win too. It's tough to win as Alchemist on this map, but this game plan of Temple's Stronghold worked out and they got to expand late. I mean, maybe it is my bad for giving them this hex too, though. Like, Alchemist probably shouldn't have this center town. Either I'm supposed to block it or Nomads are supposed to block it. Although, God, yeah, I don't know. I think Nomads are supposed to have a center sanctuary town here. I think Nomads are supposed to be down through here too, rather than paying for this expensive connection route. But I don't know for sure. Whatever. It was fun. Happy to see an attempt with Dwarves. I was thinking during round 6 that it might have been a mistake to bet on Earth 1, but honestly, we still tied for third in network. We were never catching Alchemist. Yeah, so not playing for a bigger network this game was definitely correct. I mean, it was going to be so hard for us to ever compete with an Alchemist or even Nomads on network. I mean, Nomads, I guess if they got cut off, we'd have a shot, but when you're in certain games, you just know that network's not really going to help. And so I think taking Earth 1 in round 1 was still correct for us. The only other big decision I'm having, like, again, racing the 2 key town probably did mean that much of a difference this game, so I think we should have done that, because the cults were so open, and we're so close to being able to just have even better cults. It's possible that this priest to air was a mistake too. I mean, maybe mermaids tie us, but if we just send one more to Earth, we did not. Alchemists having this huge Earth move at the end is pretty big. Alchemist went from 3 points to 8 points, right? So that's a 5 point priest that they got left. I mean, that's silly, but not getting a second town is questionable. Although we really don't have great town space. I mean, that's part of why Dwarves are so bad on this map, is that your towns are super awkward. They require way too many digs. Anyhow, the only other major decision is, since we did have so many workers at the end, it might have been right to skip. We could have probably skipped sending some priest to cults and just lived with whatever we got. And we could have gone for pure dig bomb, but even dig bomb doesn't really work that well because at that point you're just converting 2 workers into 4 points, which is good, but it's not incredible. You need like an absolutely absurd number of workers to really make that pay off. The only upshot to us doing that is we could have. The problem is we can't actually tunnel. I could have messed with Alchemist a decent bit at the end, but I can't even tunnel for any of these, so I don't know how much that helps either. So, oh well. You think it's just not on your luck that nomads were not blocking Alki's hexes? Yeah, looking at this in hindsight, I mean, Alchemists got pretty much everything this game. They got the 2-key town, they have a center town, they got their bridge, they got 3 towns without fire 2. Like, it's hard to and Alchemists, just barely won these cults on some key break points. Alchemists also have a ton of leech and neighbors because of what nomads have done up through here. Like, why did nomads take the red hex instead of the brown, right? Like, nomads could have taken this to connect. This just gave Alchemist and Alchemist beat nomads to this hex. Like, how did that happen? I don't fully remember the game, but I think this game is a little bit that nomads gave Alchemist a bit too much help. But I also gave Alchemist probably a bit too much help. There's a chance that when I double dug, I took this connection hex, which seemed good, and I guess connection did matter for us, but I could have just blocked Alchemist Town and just not even worried about our connection hex. I could have always used this as a connection hex still at that time, so maybe I should have double dug to block Alchemist Town and set up our own town. And then that might be enough. If I get 2-key town and Alchemist basically just doesn't get a center town, and I get that many more cult points, I don't know. So hard to say. Oh well. The final thing I always just like to look at is where did all of our power actions go and how did it work? GG was able to take just a great number of priest and worker actions. All those priest is how he's able to advance ship and fight cults so well. Nomads took a lot of coins actions and did not turn them into much. That's definitely questionable. We took a decent number of spade actions. Makes sense. It's kind of what you have to do as dwarves. You remember how I talked about how dwarves can play a low coin game and still do quite well? We only produced 28 coins this game, but we still had quite a game, right? So I mean that is part of the power of dwarves when you don't have to advance ship and you don't even have to build that much stuff. Definitely can be nice. Yeah, we didn't get that many workers, though. GG got so many workers. We earned 7 priests, and we sent them all to cults. Very classic dwarf thing to do. Power via structures. We got okay leech, I guess, this game. Everybody did, I suppose. So, just did not hit the rounds very well. Although Alchemists also hit the rounds really poorly. Compared to Mermaids and Nomads, these guys did way better at the rounds. Very interesting to see that. Favorite tiles breakdown. Passing tiles suffice to, like, wow, Alchemist only ever scored 1 trading post during that town round on the pass tiles. That's a really impressive Alchemist game, actually. You don't score on the pass tiles at all. You just win because of network. You win cults, which is a big deal for them. Yeah, we were trying to get more cult points this game, but I'm really curious how many conversions Alchemist has done then. So they earned 127. They started at 30. That's 157. They lost 5. That's 152. They ended at 132. So that was a 20 coin conversion game too. That makes sense. I mean, the other thing we could have done was Sanctuary instead of Stronghold to get Fire 2. That would have secured 2 keys. Yeah. So that's an interesting thought. I obviously never considered to Sanctuary Fire 2 in order to get the 2 keys. I don't think that works out, though. The Stronghold was so good for us. We tunneled a lot. Where was my faction victory points? Like, yeah, I tunneled a lot this game. And I think without the Stronghold, I somehow have to make up all these points somewhere. I don't know where those points come from, so I don't actually think that's a path. But, oh well. Anyhow, fun one. Fun game to play some Dwarves. I do think there's hope for... I think there's at least still hope for dwarves in this color arrangement. I don't actually think the bid was particularly wrong, but I'm not sure because, again, nobody had a good game. So, but whatever. Anyhow, thanks all for watching the stream. This one was a bit long. We were a bit slow. Other people were a bit slow. It's always tough, but it was fun to chat, fun to play. Gonna head off. Maybe I'll do another one yet in the early afternoon or something, but I'm gonna go do some other things for now. But see y'all around.